Hero Time starts now.
From the land of crazy hairstyles and overly ridiculous weapons, it's time for the Anime Mavericks podcast. And now, here they are, your Anime Mavericks.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Anime Mavericks podcast, the official anime podcast of RVT. We want to thank you guys once again for joining us here this week. I'm the Shades.
I'm Yummy Angie.
And I'm Mike Shell.
Of course, we are your Anime Mavericks, and we're here to bring you all the anime news, reviews, and interviews that you crave. So, welcome to 2019, ladies and gentlemen, here in the AMP podcast. How are we all doing today?
Okay, it is finally the weekend for me. Yay! Since the new year, it's been a little crazy at work.
I can understand that.
Same here.
Everyone decided to ring in the new year by contacting the panel support center.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
Also,
so we've been flooded.
Also, Guts Gut with a perfect comment. Happy 2019! We ain't dead yet! And yeah, Kira Crystal also pointing out happy 40th anniversary to both the Mobile Suit Gundam franchise and the Kinnikuman franchise. Talk about old school.
See, yeah. That's also at the point where I'm like, stop gonna pay attention, because it's like every 5 years you have an anniversary, and it's like, oh good lord.
You can't keep up with it anymore.
And I don't want to be reminded how old Gundam Wing is.
I can understand that.
And it was 5 years old when I saw it.
Kira, probably the same as I do. Old. Besides, I want to hear nothing from you guys. I think Mike Shell's got all of us beat, so y'all can shut the hell up.
Yeah. I'll say I'm the same age as Star Wars. You don't get to talk.
All right, so on tonight's show, we're starting off with you guys with a viewer's choice pick for tonight's anime. So hopefully you guys will help us start us 2019 with a bang. And then on AMTV later on tonight, we're gonna get silly up in here with an AMV featuring one of my personal favorite shows that featured on Anime Takeover. Which one will it be? You'll have to tune in and find out. But first, it's time for everyone's favorite topic. It's the anime news of the week. And of course, starting us off as always is our anime informer, Yami Angie. What do you got for us this week?
Well, first, I have not managed to close out the tab again, but I have some. Yeah, I was like, where's the link? I'm like, no, wait, I didn't want to pull up the episode. This is fun. Okay, now I have some English dubcast news, because Christina V has announced some of the cast of the English dubcast for Konosuba. I believe it was right.
Konosuba, God's blessing on this wonderful world. Come on, we just watched the anime last year.
Oh yes, that's why the character designs look familiar.
Yes, we just watched this.
Like, this seems familiar. Okay.
See, we watch an anime and then they decide to go ahead and bring it over for us. They listen to us.
Timing.
Yeah. Yes, apparently. I'm also distracted by the lovely little picture. They did they did a lovely little image, and Artie, guy playing Kazuma, Artie Pantoja, he has a marvelous dapper mustache going on.
Yeah,
I'm staring at.
He's got this epic looking stash going on here. It's sick.
And then he's stroking in the picture. I'm like, man, this is dapper. Okay,
yeah.
And then we have Aqua is being voiced by Faye Mata. Erica Mendez is going to be Megumi, and then Christina V is going to be Darkness. And the ADR director.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, you can go.
Well, okay. You mentioned ADR director Alex Von David. But here's the thing.
I was going to do that.
I know you were going to mention that, but here's the thing. First of all, I don't. Arnie Pantoja, I don't know many of his other work. I looked through his profile. I didn't really recognize any major roles he's done, but the other three we know very well. Of course, Christina V. I think most of us here know who the hell Christina V is. I don't think that goes without saying. But knowing what I know of Darkness, I am curious to see how the hell she's gonna pull that off. Cause, oh good God, Darkness. You guys, if you guys have only seen the first episode like we did, you do not know her gimmick. She is the tank of this D&D party. She's the tank. She's the one that goes in and takes a lot of damage. However, her quirk in this circumstance is that she is the ultimate masochist. She literally gets off of getting her ass kicked. So, I'm curious to hear how Christina V is going to voice that. Now, as for the rest of our other two girls here, Erica Mendez, of course, as Megumin. Most of you probably know her for one of two roles. Either Ryuko in Kill la Kill, or Retsuko in Agretzko. That's the two roles she's most known for, so that should be interesting. And I'll tell you, I've had a chance to talk with Erica a few years back. Very interesting. Ow! Hairfall! Oh! Ow!
What am I missing? I don't open up Twitch for fear of crashing Discord.
Fair enough. He just said, so, you know, when we were talking about Darkness, he's like, so Rule 63 biohybrid.
Gonna need a sensu for that one.
Oh, anyway. And so getting back onto this, and then of course, Faye Mata, which I think they screwed up in the thing because they call her Fate Mata in the image, but it's Faye Mata on ANN. So somebody screwed up, but most of you, she's another one who hasn't done any major roles, but she has one that most of you might recognize. If any of you have been watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Diamond is Unbreakable, she's the voice of Yukiko. Considering that, I think she's a perfect choice for Aqua. Like, if you've seen Yukiko in JoJo Diamond, I think that's the perfect kind of voice for Aqua. So this should be good. Oh, but and if you guys want to refamiliarize yourself with the series or have a reason to get them, we did cover this episode a few weeks back here on Anime Mavericks, so this should be fun. Anyway, any thoughts from you guys before we move on?
This is going to be a fun cast to watch. See how they take this on.
Indeed, they got some big shoes to fill. This series has been very popular. But let's move on from there. Mike Shell, what do you got for us this week?
Well, of course, we know there's a certain anime series is releasing another movie. This movie has made over 9 million in the box office over in Japan. Yes, Broly is coming. Dragon Ball Super Broly is coming, and it's coming to IMAX in the US.
We've got history in the making, folks.
That is interesting.
Yeah. Because, as the article points out, this will be the first time an anime film is going to be screened in IMAX.
Of course, we're not getting the...
Wow, I didn't like there's a print of it for that.
Yeah. Well, we're not gonna get the fancy 4DX version that the Japan got with the water and the motion seats and the and everything else. But IMAX is not a bad second place for it.
Not
But
sure
yes,
I would need the 4D
but it's
stuff.
coming out on January 16th, so just a few days away from now.
Indeed.
Yeah, I think the local theaters are kind of mostly also. It's either they're all sold out, and also I work at night, so I can't really go see unless I want to go to the really small, like little podunk, theater that doesn't do pick your own seating yet because it's too old and independent.
Now, I also want to bring this up because There's actually an interesting thing here with the theme song for this particular movie, Blizzard, because it's performed by Daiichi Miura. And I'm sure most of our Toku fans have just perked their ears up at the mention of that name, because Daiichi Miura has done a Kamen Rider theme. More specifically, No Continue, Cliesieze! Kamen Rider Xaid.
Oh, that's also Toei. So that's surprising.
Yeah, coincidence? I think not.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's like, oh, I don't know. I think, like, if you ask me, the Gokaiger theme is very much in the style of certain openings for One Piece. So.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt that for a minute. All right, so let's move on from there. It's time for my story, and unfortunately, I gotta be the asshole that brings the room down, because we've had these fun stories, good news coming all around, but apparently we have not finished beating up on the live-action American Death Note film yet. Yeah, we got some news on this one. This is more of an interest story, but I think this is something relevant for discussion, because yeah, this apparently got some people's. This got my attention. Here's what happened. In the live-action Western film adaptation of Death Note on Netflix, a scene depicts a news anchor reporting on a train accident. Dutch news sources have revealed that the film used real footage of a train disaster that happened in Belgium in 2010, which killed 19 people and injured 310. The National Railway Company of Belgium claimed that Netflix had never asked for permission to use that footage. So, big time whoopsie! Yeah! And a quote from the NRC of Belgium, "This shows little respect for the victims and surviving relatives or for the staff of the railway and the emergency services. We are deciding whether to take steps to deal with this matter," spokesman Dimitri Temmerman told the Algemeen Dagblad newspaper. And what's even worse, none of the families of the deceased or any of the survivors were notified beforehand either. Survivor Anita Mahay said that the inclusion of the footage made her furious. "You'll just sit and watch a movie in the evening unsuspectingly only to face the accident again." Yeah. Wow. That is just disturbing. Like,
yeah.
I mean, again, we understand you kind of have to have footage of something like that to represent the power of the Death Note and the disaster it can cause. That's not the problem. The fact that they just grabbed some random footage online, most likely, and used it here without confirming its source or making sure you had permission to use it, that's just amateur level bullshit. Seriously.
Yeah, that is stupid for any traditional, like, like, that is, like, beyond, like, irresponsible and stupid for, like, any actual production company, especially in, the age, we're in the digital, like, copyright age, it's like, dude, it's like, that's not, and you're a production company, so it's no way that's fair use. So it's like, they could get sued by whoever, took the footage and everything. I hope they get their asses sued.
Yeah.
Not to mention all the just, how it's sad footage too,
Yeah, I mean, if it was just some random, like, stock footage of just, like, happy times, fine, it's dumb, but at least it wasn't insulting. But this is disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
I almost think that they're going to try to fight this around saying, oh, but we're just sampling like music artists do when they sample for their songs.
That ain't going to fly.
I'm going to say, no, you don't. That ain't going to fly.
No, that is not going to fly.
Yeah, I mean, plenty of things use, stock footage, but, it's like you assume A, it's cleared, and B, it's probably, not an actual, an actual disaster that might, upset people.
Yeah. Again, you expect this from, like, a YouTuber you know, I'm not gonna name names, but I'm sure most of you have already figured out who I'm thinking of, like off the top of my head, of a few people who would be doing this shit. But
like Uwe Boll?
You know what? No, I'm actually gonna give Uwe Boll credit. Even he wouldn't do something this stupid. He does some stupid shit, don't get me wrong, but even he knows this would get his ass in trouble.
Fair enough.
Say what you will about the fucker, and trust me, we've said plenty, but he just knew how to make bad movies, but he always knew how to do them legally correct. That's the trick with him. You can say whatever you want about how shit his movies are, but he never broke the law to make them. That much we can say. And this isn't the only time Netflix has gotten some heat in the anime world, because apparently they also used fan art for one of their Sword Online banners without permission as well. So just, Netflix, come on! You're better than this.
Jesus, it's like, I mean, I know getting approved images can be like pulling teeth from some anime companies and getting approval, but, you know, doing something that's not approved, I'm like, you know, that's potentially even worse, because not only are you going to get, you know, the fans of the artist that you did, you might accidentally piss off the license holders for, you know, using something that cannot be to their standards or their specifications for the brand.
Exactly. And I mean, even I know better than this. Like, you go back to most of the episodes of the Game Crew that I did, that I was the one hosting, like Undertale or Illusion of Gaia. Every artwork I used in all those videos were fan art, but I went out of my way to make sure I found the original creator and got their permission. I have the notes on DeviantArt to prove it. I can back up that claim. And a lot of the creators appreciated the fact that I was supporting their work. So, yeah. It's not hard to do, folks. Most, you know, you have procedures, you follow them. Anyway, let's get off that bullshit. Let's wrap up the news for this week here. So, it is time for us to spin the wheel. Now, like Anime Takeover, I decided not to take my chances with how many suggestions you guys have been sending in. I set up a new wheel, so it's going to look a little different, but it's going to ensure that everyone's suggestion gets a chance. So we are about to see what you guys suggested or what was suggested to us for the first anime of 2019 here on AMP. Please, God, do not let us down. Randomizer!
New wheel for New Year.
Indeed. Randomizer, away! Got a lot of suggestions on there. Where's it gonna go? It's starting to slow down. Let's see. Ooh, it's getting close.
They're a very big wheeler, man. You gave it too good of a spin.
Oh God. Don't, no. Ladies and gentlemen, we're starting things off with a bang! Didn't tapa! Lagan! Oh my, yes! Yeah, Slick Rick was going, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies. We just landed on big bucks. Oh yeah, baby. Gurren Lagann, one of my personal favorite anime of all time.
And the chat's happy as well.
Absolutely. Voices like that slow movement was a heart stopper. All right. Let me go ahead and get the link in the chat for you guys there. Boom, there you go. And I gotta share this with you because it's not only my favorite right now, because my kids have found the dub for this on Amazon Prime. They've been watching the series, and they have fallen in love. So, if my kids know a good series when they see one, that should tell you something.
And of course, it answers the question, Daddy, why do you wear such funny glasses?
Yeah, for those of you who have seen me on Anime Takeover, you're probably wondering what those shades I wear come from. You're about to find out. Anyway. Now, this is obviously going to be the sub, though a lot of you already are pulling it up on Netflix or Amazon Prime or any. You know, actually, I'm going to do that because I've got Amazon Prime.
I didn't think to do that. It's in the other room. I don't think I have that logged in over here. I do have Netflix. Is that? No, that's probably still sub.
I just hope my daughter's not watching anything on there, so I can.
Maybe I shouldn't. No, I can look at Netflix because they have the Amazon Prime. And Honey Bunch is watching Grand Tour, I think.
Oh, I forgot to sign in. Otherwise, it's not gonna let me watch this. God damn. There we go. Let's pull this up real quick. Ah, no. Pause. Scroll back. God damn it. There. Perfect. Okay. Whew. Gotta love these video players. Okie dokie. So, I assume most of you at home are ready to go as well. Alright, you guys ready on your end as well?
Yep.
Angie, you as well?
Yeah, I'll just watch it subbed.
Alright. Alright, then let's do this. Tengen Teppa, Gurren Lagann, Episode 1. Bust through the heavens with your drill. In 3, 2, 1, play! And we start with an awesome, amazing opening. I love this song. Shoko Nakagawa is an amazing artist. And you better damn believe I'm banging my head over here.
Trying not to hum.
I know, right?
Not
I'm like
alone.
this close to just belting out the lyrics. Guts is like, I can't have this much testosterone this late. I'll have to knit something later.
That's fun.
Indeed. And now we begin. Oh god, we're getting sucked into a black hole! And suddenly this turned into a Michael Bay movie. Explosions! Told you we were starting off this year with a bang.
And now we're in a space opera.
I thought the audio was in... yeah, this series just lied to me. My thing's in subtitled. I'm on the sub.
Huh?
Damn it.
Maybe you have to toggle it?
I tried. There is none.
Oh. I've got it on Netflix in English.
Oh, well.
Actually,
Yeah.
I've got it in both.
Yeah, Netflix is in English.
It's still awesome regardless of language, to be honest.
And I think at this moment he thinks he's Captain Harlock.
Oh, find something? What if this will sell on the black market?
He's a cute dick.
Oh, yeah, stuck up bitches, I swear. Even in the underground apocalyptic future, there's stuck up bitches everywhere. And then there's this load of awesomeness. Blood don't mean nothing, my man.
That is adorable. It's like, I'm not sure we should be this familiar.
Oh boy. You can already tell this ain't gonna end well.
He has an indie ploy. Someone sort of knows what genre he's technically supposed to be in. Even post David destroying it.
How is it? And there comes the foil.
Not sure how this is supposed to work anyway. Some great gang this is.
Yeah, a bunch of ungrateful dicks.
Yeah, if you're gonna get in trouble, man up.
Seriously. And now comes the temptation.
And here's where the story goes to takes an immediate left.
I love that little guy.
It also has sunglasses.
It was like it was destined to be with them. He keeps finding things that glow.
Well, so where do they keep putting all the dirt from all the tunneling?
That's a good question, really. Gotta go somewhere. Ah!
I think it might want to. I'll just tie myself up again.
Busted!
Forgot to put a dummy in his place.
Damn! Taking it like a man. Oh, crap.
Really hope it's not radioactive up there.
I get the feeling radioactivity is the least of their problems.
And we'll be right
Well,
back.
it's from above, and Simon is digging
And
more
we're back.
tunnels, so I don't think so.
Whoa!
It's a giant head.
Look at the balls on this motherfucker. Ah!
Oh, that's kind of cool.
And then there's this. Big guns and big guns!
Oh, he has a wish, all right. I just don't think it's about death at the moment.
Mm-hmm. He can multitask.
Wow, rude! And then there's this. God, and this is where comedy turns into an idiot.
They are oddly instantly hitting it off. Kamina, a firm believer in finders keepers.
Gotta love that passion.
Well, they better do something.
Believe in me! Believe in the Kamina who believes in you! Oh!
And you can tell they're super robots because they have no clue where it's finding area to hide arms.
It just appears out of nowhere. Literally. Like it just evolves itself.
And some random girl. This is a legitimate strategy.
Oh! And it's not working very well.
It barely has any little. It barely has feet. The legs just end in stubs.
Oh! He beat himself in the head.
Can mechs get concussions?
Well,
I guess apparently.
This one did.
Oh. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how them and the gun fit in there.
Yeah. Let's crank it up.
And now it's a unicorn.
There's your title. Oh, goodbye. Gotta love how Simon and Comet are just sitting there in pure awe while Yoko's just like, yep, that looks about right to me.
No, she did not introduce herself.
God damn it, Kamina!
I'll say, I get to pull this. Keep it in your pants, Kamina.
You have to live for a second, then it turns into a Looney Tunes cartoon.
Yeah, exactly.
I look so happy about it.
Well, crap. Well, that's one hell of a cliffhanger to leave it on. And mine just immediately cut over to the next episode, so I'm just going to close that.
Well, mine makes it a little window. Yeah. Online streaming has a thing against end credits.
I know, right?
And sometimes openings.
Depending on what service you use, yeah. Alright, so, there we have it. Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. One of my personal favorite series, and that's part of the reason why I think it was hard for me to riff on this, because, like, I just got caught up in the nostalgic awesomeness of this episode. Just reminding me of all the good times I had enjoying this series when I first started watching it. And it just came all flooding back to me there. Just, oh, I love this series. But, and here's part of the reason why. Like, let's just break, like, focusing strictly on the first episode, because, I mean, I already know how the series ends, and I know a lot of the history and a lot of the story of this episode, of the series. But just looking at this episode, like, you look at Kamina, and one of the things I really like about him in this series, and just this episode alone, is that he's very confident in himself, while not coming off as arrogant. He's just brimming with confidence in his actions. And instead of just being all about, but he's also not self-centered. You can see him throughout the episode trying to encourage Simone to become stronger. You know, even if it is just trying to get to the surface, just like those little moments when, like when he tells Simone to pilot Lagann instead of doing it himself. He could easily pilot that mech. I think that goes without saying. He could have easily taken that mech and run with it. But he wanted Simone to do it. Because what he sees in Simone is potential. Endless potential.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the real crux of this series here, is that this is about the endless potential of the human spirit. Without going into spoilers, that is pretty much one of the main underlying themes of Gurren Lagann, is that if you have the confidence in yourself, you can accomplish literally anything. And this series takes that concept and runs with it in ways that you could not possibly imagine. And of course, you know, Simone being the shy person, you know, that the death of his parents clearly got to him and affected him and turned him into this timid, just go by the numbers person who needs someone like Kamina to help bring him out of that shell. And I can assure you, the series follows through on that promise, as you will see if you go forward and watch this, which, needless to say, I highly encourage you to. And while I did not watch the dub this time, I have seen the dub, and you've got 3 very talented actors doing those roles in the dub. You've got Kyle Hebert doing Kamina, someone who I've had the chance to talk to in person several times. Very fun guy, and he really brings Kamina out in his performance. Yuri Lowenthal as Simone, again, really capturing that shyness, and yet later on really bringing out the energy and carrying on of Kamina's will in his attitude. And Michelle Ruff as Yoko, you know, bringing bringing that feminine touch to the mix, being mature yet very, in touch with herself, I think is the best way to put it. I'm trying not to say anything like lewd about her, because she isn't. Yes, her appearance is very suggestive, very revealing, but that's not how she is in personality. So to compare her to that would be kind of wrong, honestly. God.
Yeah. There's really not much more we can put to this. I mean, this is a series I'm sure that we of course, I would say that we've all enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
And just been a blast to come back and watch it again.
Absolutely. And a lot of you are probably wondering who suggested this, because I didn't mention this earlier. And a lot of you thought it was somebody who didn't know us very well, so that's why they suggested. No. The person who suggested this definitely knows just who the hell I am. Because they suggested it because of who I am. Because the person who suggested it is none other than DL Bot.
It's kind of funny. We finally got to this, and it's not like, because it's like, I remember, because this has been on the list, I think, for a while. Because this is one of the ones that's like, I roll my eyes and like, this has been on TV. It's like, we literally sat here and watched this.
Yeah.
I was like, but both men was like, no, it gets to stay. We'll get to it. Like everything else.
Anyway, still, thank you, DL Bob, for this section. Thank you for allowing us to indulge ourselves in a little bit of a nostalgia bomb here. Again, do I even have to ask the question? You guys already know the answers from all three of us. We've already seen it.
And happily would see it again.
Yes.
I should rewatch. And then watch Kill la Kill.
Yes. Like,
because I need to rewatch that too.
Yeah. To hell with
a lot of the same players.
To hell with just would we watch more of this. For me, I think the answer is what would my final rating be? I think everybody here knows that this would indeed get the Shade's official seal of approval. Hey, you know what, Cure? It is not out of the realm of possibility. In fact, I think I might consider that idea down the road. Guts, you may deny the idea, but no, I actually think that's legitimately a good idea, because what that would allow me to do is to really break down why I love this series so much. What it is about this series that makes it such a gem. Like, most people see it superficially. It's a Super Robot series, kind of just a collection of every aspect of Super Robot mixed into one with a bombastic story and amazing characters. But when you really dig deep into the characterization and the story of this series, there's a lot underneath that I think a lot of people don't really realize is there. So I would definitely consider Gurren Lagann for Anime Takeover in the future. That is not a question to me.
So you're saying you'd have to take a drill to dig deeper into the story of Gurren Lagann then?
I should Dave you for that, but you know what? That actually forks really well, so I'm going to let that go.
I'm still always amazed. It's like, we got this, and this is from the same studio that kind of like, more or less for a while, I think kind of like killed. It's like we get this great sort of like in the throwback to like Super Robot genre, because from the studio that pretty much killed it with Ava. This is like them having to fix things.
Actually, you know what I equate this to? So for our Toku fans, I'm going to equate this to something that really, I think, exemplifies what this is, because Evangelion for Toku, the Evangelion of Toku would be Kamen Rider Ryuki. It was a series that deconstructed what it is to be a Kamen Rider and pretty much killed the franchise for a couple of years, and it took him forever to fix it. The equivalent, Gurren Lagann, in that same regard, is the equivalent to Kamen Rider Double. A series that got past all its bullshit, brought it back to the heart of what it is, and just reminded us why such a simple concept can work so well. Like, that's what this is. And I mean that sincerely. That's not a joke. Like, that's what this is. If a series that's not afraid to say what it is and appreciate itself. So, yeah. Here you go. The Kamen Rider double of anime, of Super Robot anime, right here. You know, it has a heart. It has some real messages to it. It has a story to tell, but it's not ashamed of what it is. It's not ashamed of what it's supposed to be. And I think that's why I appreciate it so much. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that was the L-Bot suggestion for this week. Thank you so much for that. And, of course, if you folks at home have any suggestions for anime... Actually, let me set this up here. If you have any suggestions for anime you'd like for us to check out in the future, send the suggestion form is located down in the description below, or you can type in !AMP in the Twitch chat to be able to pull up the form there as well. Remember the rules, only official websites or YouTube channels will be accepted. No straight comedy, shoujo, or drama anime, since those are very hard for us to riff. 10 to 30 minute episodes only, first episodes only, unless you have a damn good reason otherwise. And be sure to provide a link to the series along with the title in case your link does indeed go dead. It has happened because, especially with the recent changes with Funimation and Crunchyroll, a lot of old links are not really working anymore, so be aware of that going forward. Anyway, I believe it's time for us to switch on over and see what's happening over on AMTV. And, you know, after such a manly series, we do need something to kind of bring things back a little bit and balance the show out. And, I think something a little cutesy is going to be in order for this one, don't you think? So, one of you in the chat has suggested an AMV that I think will fit that mood quite well. And this is going to not be your typical AMV. I'm going to just tell you that right now. I saw this, I looked at this, and I could not believe what I was seeing here. But this is actually specifically featuring a show that I've actually covered on Anime Takeover. I'm sure a lot of you have already put two and two together and figured out what series, but if not, you're about to learn just what. And who knows, maybe I can encourage you to go check that series out, or at least see the Anime Takeovers involved. But we'll soon see as we take out today's video here on AMTV. Yes, folks, you legitimately just watched that. Kobayashi-san! My classica. Of course, the anime choice, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Personal favorite of mine. Shade Seal of Approval winning the series on Anime Takeover. Song, of course, Trick Track Polka from Johann Strauss Jr. And Guts, thank you for the suggestion, who apparently just found this one day and just loved the shit out of it. I don't blame you. That was funny as hell. Voice was like, well, that just happened. Oh my god. Yeah. I just took one look at that and I'm like, I can't look away from this. Oh, the reactions are exactly what I expected. You guys could not handle this. I appreciated it, Guts. Trust me. I love the cutesiness of this. Oh, God. Anyway. Exactly, Guts. Something delightful. I really will recommend that you guys check out Kobayashi, because this series is lighthearted. It's fun. It has some good moments. It's funny as hell. You're missing out if you skip this series. Legitimately. Again, this earned the Shade Seal of Approval. So definitely don't miss out on the series if you can. But that is our anime AMV for the tonight here. Thank you guys again for the suggestion. If you guys have any suggestions for AMVs you'd like for me to showcase here on AMTV, again, link is down in the description below, or use !AMTV for that form in the Twitch chat. Remember, only AMVs will be successful. They must come from their original sources, whether it be the creator's official YouTube page or their page on animemusicvideos.org. And of course, make sure you provide all relevant information in the form so that we can identify your video, again, in case the original link goes dead. And Rockabout's like, I think I just got diabetes. It is pretty sweet, isn't it? Anyway, that is going to do it for us here tonight on the Anime Mavericks podcast. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you enjoyed tonight's show and you haven't done so already, make sure you give us a follow. Keep up with all our streams and more. And of course, if you want to know what's happening the rest of this week here on RVTV, hit ! Schedule in the chat so that you can see the Google Calendar with all of our upcoming streams. And of course, make sure you also join our Discord channel as well. Speaking of, if you can, subscribe here on Twitch to get access to our exclusive Twitch emotes and access to the VIP channels on our Discord server. Don't want to miss out on that. In the meantime, I want to thank you guys for joining us as always here on RVTV. We are your Anime Mavericks, and we will continue to bring you all the anime news, reviews, and interviews that you crave. I'm the Shades.
I'm Yummy and
And I'm Mike Shell.
And we'll see you guys next time. Rock on! Special thanks to Eric Vaughn for their Patreon donations. Donate today so you can keep these streams going.